Welcome into Bobcat Live. Look at that. We're opening up the segment. What is Krista eating tonight? It looks like pizza here at Wayward Social. Welcome in. Brandon Lewis with you. Great to have you back for the winter edition of Bobcat Live. We talk boys and girls basketball, as well as Ryan Isgrig, AD for Marshalltown activities. And we'll also talk band. They've got their winter concert coming up next week, so a lot of good stuff. We were supposed to be joined by head coach Michael Apple for the boys basketball team, but he and Brynjar Brynjolfsson had other plans. Apparently, Brynjar scored some tickets to go see the Iowa State game. So we lost. We didn't lose anything in height. We lost Apple, but we didn't lose anything in height here. It's Coach Stonner, assistant coach for the varsity basketball team. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming on tonight. All right, are you an Iowa or Iowa State fan?
I am a Hawkeye.
You're a Hawkeye fan. All right. Score predictions. Keep in mind, Iowa State is favored. Last time I looked by 7.5. Yeah, it's still 7.5.
I'm going to have to say Hawkeyes by 2. So 77-75, I think, is the final.
Oh, wow. You're close to the over-under, which I think is 152.5.
I'd go over. And
we are on YouTube, so I don't know if we can talk gambling during high school events. But anyway.
In Fran, we trust.
In Fran. I'm taking Iowa State by 4. I wore my Iowa State shirt here tonight. So anyway, should be a good one. That one's coming up at 6:30. Thanks so much for a great crowd coming out tonight at Bobcat Live. As 4 games into the season for the boys, 0-4. I know sometimes, everything's contagious, right? Shots going down is contagious. Getting multiple victories, stringing them in a row. It's kind of like you just got to flush it. You got a long road trip. Obviously, that kind of throws a wrench into things. Sitting on the bus for nearly 2 hours going to Mason City, not always the funnest thing. But, I think you mentioned to me a little bit, you got a couple good days of practice in here. I think you guys are probably eager to get back and try to get that first W of the season.
Definitely. The last couple days after our North game, I thought we refocused really well. Kind of going back to the basics a little bit. There's some areas that we definitely could improve on. We identified them. We really worked hard at, offense and defensive rebounding, about, defending guys off the dribble. And then it really comes down to making shots. And we got a bunch of guys that can make shots. We just, like you said, it's contagious. We need to see one go in, then we see the next one, and it should be a snowball effect.
One of those guys with the shots going down, Kyle Smith. We'll talk to him in our next segment, but he scored 27 opening night for a sophomore. Was that a pretty impressive performance after you saw that one against Roosevelt?
Impressive, but not super surprising. I mean, his nickname, as long as I've known him, is Big Shooter. So, and I actually used to live over by him, and a lot of my memories of him growing up are just chucking shots in the driveway. So he is an outstanding shooter, and he's got the potential, I think, to be one of the best in the state.
Yeah.
Obviously, sophomore year, speed of the game, physicality, those things will come. But
then kind of went a little bit of a lull against Newton, and then last Friday night, but then on Tuesday night responded with 18 points. And just kind of, you kind of have to keep expectations kind of within check a little bit, right? Especially being sophomores or freshmen that are maybe getting playing time, at the younger levels, because you're adjusting to a lot of different aspects of the game, right?
Absolutely. Biggest thing is probably the speed of the game. It's a whole different animal from freshman, sophomore ball to when you're playing against 18-year-olds. Couple that with just the physicality, like North, for example, they're an athletic, physical team. Newton the same way, and you got to get used to it. You got to be able to respond to it and not really shy away from it.
I think that's why North always tends to be very difficult in the CIML used to be, and now the Iowa Alliance, is because they play such a unique style. I call it a little bit of street ball because there is a little bit of just out of controlness the entire game. But the way that they were able to pressure you guys, especially in the backcourt, and their 20-point victory was impressive. But you were able to beat it at points, and it's just kind of continuing to do that. And facing that kind of really for the first time this year. Roosevelt did a little bit as well, too, Preston. But it's one of those things when everybody's kind of coming together. You've been without your kind of main guy and Trayshawn Brooks running the point and setting everybody else up. It's a lot of different things to think about, too.
A lot of different things, and it's a long season. And like you mentioned with Trey coming back, that kind of moves a lot of other guys into their more natural positions.
Yeah.
And then just the gravity of him, driving the ball, being an athletic scorer the way that he is going to open up things for everybody else. So while it was a little bit disappointing, I'm encouraged again by the couple of days of practice we had, Trey practicing, and yeah, I'm excited to get out there tomorrow.
The coaching staff that the Bobcats have, I feel, is one of the best in the state, not just in 5A, but or 4A, sorry. Basketball is 4A, but girls are 5A. I always get everything all mixed up with the different classifications. But, you look at that, the coaching staff, and how you guys are able to match up. I mean, Brynjar Brynjolfsson, was around he was at Idaho State, I believe. Was it Idaho or Idaho State? Trying to remember, but anyway, he was at Iowa State, and he was the head coach at MCC. So, and then bringing your experience, Coach Apple played at the collegiate level, things of that nature. How important is it for you guys to be tight knit in what you do to make sure that it kind of rubs off on your players?
Yeah, I mean, I second what you said. I think we got a great coaching staff, a wealth of knowledge and experience, and we are pretty tight with one another. And I think just being able to agree or disagree constructively on, whatever it is, whether it's playing time, whether it's what we're going to run on offense or defense, being comfortable enough to do that, I think is important because you're only going to get better through those discussions. So.
Yeah. Plus, I think I would love playing for Coach Brynjar Brynjolfsson because he's kind of a tell it like it is kind of guy, right?
He absolutely
He'll
is.
shoot you straight.
He'll shoot you straight, yeah.
I think it's amazing, too, because Coach Apple seems like a humble enough a guy where he will, at certain points, I've come into practice, and it's Coach B leading things.
Yep. And Michael being comfortable enough to let him do things, or really let myself or Coach O'Neill as well speak up, and we all have things to add to it, and that's a positive trait of Coach Apple as well as Coach Brynjolfsson and O'Neill. So.
Yeah. And now you're on the varsity staff full time, so you used to coach kind of at the lower levels. When you see it from that angle, how much of a difference does it make through your coaching eyes as far as like the development of the younger guys coming up to the varsity level?
Yeah, I mean, it's crucial that these guys are not only, working on their craft, working on their game during the season, but in the off season, developing their bodies, getting bigger, faster, stronger. And then in the games, there's so much less margin for error. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be able to run the same set over and over again. Teams are going to catch on to those things. You're going to have to do the little things well in order to get an advantage on your opponent. So there are some differences, but in the end, basketball is basketball, and I love it. So.
Yeah. Did you play?
I played high school ball. I didn't end up playing college, yeah.
Okay.
From Newton, so that game's always unique.
That's why you and Ryan's family's from Newton, right?
Yeah, we actually grew up about 5 houses apart. So,
okay,
yeah.
All right. Cardinals invading Bobcat territory here.
That's right.
Well, we are happy to have you a part of the coaching staff and in the school. Tell everybody a little bit about your role during the day as a teacher.
Yeah, so I'm a 7th grade social studies teacher at Miller. Love it. A little crazy at times, but it's a good age group, and yeah. And
I should have brought a social studies quiz here, and we could have quizzed you on something. No,
I love me some trivia. Yep.
That's good stuff. So, we talked about it a little bit early on in the season. You've had some tough games. Roosevelt, in my mind, is of all the Metro teams that are in the Iowa Alliance Conference, they're probably head and shoulders above everybody else, including all their big transfer class that they got in. They got a couple guys from Lincoln, guy from East, a guy from Hoover. How do you see the Iowa Alliance shaking out this year, or at least setting up teams that night in, night out are going to be giving everybody a good test?
I mean, you're not going to be able to take a night off. I mean, that much is obvious. But like you said, Roosevelt, very deep, very big, very physical. I think as the season goes on, they are going to get better from like a schematic perspective, running their offense, getting used to playing with one another. It's hard to play with guys that you've never played with, and not knowing their backgrounds. I'm sure they've probably played some ball together, but Roosevelt's a good team. Ames is going to be another good team. They year in, year out, great defensively, well coached, and they've got some very nice players coming back. I mean, I think we can compete with any of them if we do those little things right that we were talking about earlier. So.
Yeah. And you had practice tonight. You actually scrimmaged the Bobcat ladies. Is that right?
Not the Bobcat ladies, the MCC.
Oh, the MCC women's bat.
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's a cool. So how did that become about?
We were practicing out there as a result of going early tonight, and we went through warm-ups. We were doing something, and then their coach was like, "Hey, you want to go?" So I thought that was really good for us. So just having kind of a different defense to work against, and, and vice versa, playing defense against somebody that we're not used to. So
yeah, because I mean, at every level, that knowledge base goes up, right? And
for sure,
yeah. It's really cool because I know the soccer program also has helped out when the transition of the football stadium project, as the Bobcats were able to go out there and have some games and things like that. Having MCC in the community to be a resource is a huge thing too.
It is. It definitely is, and I encourage as many people as possible, if they're not going to a Bobcat game, go to a Tiger event. So
yeah. All right. So tip time is about 7:45-ish tomorrow night on the road at Mason City. They're a team that has had a little bit of turnover. They've got a sophomore guard who's scored about 13 points. Pretty decent team coming back, but they are 0-3 on the season. What do you know you have to do well against Mason City to pull off the victory? It's always a grinder game against Mason City. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the trip for both teams or what, but
yeah, it's always hard to play up there. Just sitting on the bus that long, but regardless, we got to get off the bus. It's a business trip. We got to go in and going back to what we can do better. Rebounding the basketball, defending the basketball, talking on defense, helping on help side, offensively, running our sets, running our offenses well, setting good screens, and then it comes down to knocking down shots and being aggressive.
Yeah. Well, good luck tomorrow night.
Appreciate that.
Hey, debut right here on Bobcat Live on got one in the books. Let's give it up for Coach Stonner as Bobcat boys assistant coach with us here on Bobcat Live. When we come back, we'll talk to one of the players, Kyle Smith from the Bobcats. He's leading the team in scoring. We'll talk with him next right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV. As you walk inside, you know right away the place for fun is Wayward Social. There's always plenty of bowling action, so plan for your next outing to include bowling at Wayward Social. Also, meet your friends for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. You will also absolutely love their daily lunch specials, Monday through Friday, including endless pizza by the slice. You choose the toppings. Wayward Social is now open at 11:30 a.m., 7 days a week. Wayward Social on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Scouts in Marshalltown go on fun adventures. Scouts learn about the outdoors. Scouts learn character building. Scouts learn citizenship. Scouts learn life skills. Scouts learn to be leaders. Scouts go to fun summer camps, and Scouts get a head start in life. Marshalltown has produced over 200 Eagle Scouts in our over 70-year history and have provided over 1 million hours of service to our community. To learn more about joining Scouting in Marshalltown, go to iascouts.org. Adventure on!
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Yeah, we got a packed house inside Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV. Brandon Lewis with you, now joined by Kyle Smith, and our guests don't really get any shorter here tonight. I need a box. Everybody always jokes about that, but I'm a little taller now. Leading the Bobcat boys in scoring, it is Kyle Smith, 27 points in his season debut this year against Roosevelt. We talked about that a little bit with Coach Stonner. What's your relationship with the coaching staff, and how much you kind of like utilize them to improve different aspects of your game?
Yeah, if I can just learn from them every day and get better and better, I think that's the main part. Getting myself better and the team better, and that's all that matters. Your dad coached, right? Yep, he did. Yeah, he coached basketball for a while. Yep. And then you've got how many siblings? 4 or 5? I have. Let me count. I got seven, I think. 7? Wow. All right. So including me. So. All right. So who was out on a 3-on-3 there in that formula? Ooh, you always mix it up. We always go me and my dad and Corey usually. Okay. All right. Against little Nathan and then Tony and Jacob. Okay. So always some good matches going there. Now, see, when I was growing up, I used to play out back at my neighbor's house. They let me use their hoop, and my friends in the neighborhood, we'd get together and we'd play a little ball. We'd create fake NCAA brackets, and we'd play as a team, one-on-one, and go through. And I never played in college, all right? I never had as good a shot as you, but I think I probably outshot you like by a million shots, but it never paid off. But you've got the natural ability. You can see it in your shot, but that doesn't come just always naturally, right? You put in a lot of work, huh? Yes. I just get up shots as much as I can during the off season because that's when it matters the most. Mm-hmm. When no one's looking, that's when you can put in work and make yourself better. So yeah. There's nothing like playing, ball in the driveway or something. Oh, no. It's always gets competitive in there. So that's when you roll ankles. Yeah. At least for me. Scrape kneecaps. So. So far this season, I know the results haven't been there. You guys 0-4, but do you feel like it's just a few things that could come together to kind of right the ship here and turn things around early on? Yeah. I think it's just turnovers is a big thing. Yeah. If we can lessen our turnovers, get rebounds, I think we'll be okay. One of I don't know. Are you a big stats guy? You like stats? Not really. So, I don't know. Being a broadcaster, that's all my. I focus on stats and stuff. So I always love assist to turnover ratio because I think it tells a lot about how well you share the basketball. You're able to score, and then also how well you hold on to the ball. Right? Mm-hmm. Which are two main keys to the game of basketball. How much though does an assist to turnover ratio matter in your eyes? When it comes to being able to play with your brother out there or the other guys you've been playing for a long time to be able to know and trust them? Yeah, it definitely matters. If you can just find the right person and, just make up from your mistakes, you'll be okay. And, just learning from those mistakes and getting better and better. Yeah. When you hit 27 points and then you hit 18 the other night, I guess what was your reaction to that? I know you didn't get the win, but on an individual side, were you happy with your game, or are you still looking to improve? Yeah, I was pretty happy, but obviously we lost, so, that's not great. But, I couldn't obviously do it without any of my teammates. Mm-hmm. If I don't have any of my teammates or my coaches, then none of this would even happen. So they're a big part of my scoring. So your brother and Rogelio, a couple seniors on the team. Trayshawn just got back the other day. There's a good group of seniors on this team that also came out from the golf team. And, when you look at those upperclassmen like Rogelio, like your brother, they didn't get a lot of points or rebounds last year, but now they've gotten into that starting mix. They are really being good contributors and really showing how they can play. How do you kind of help, lift those other guys up around you to elevate their game? Yeah, it's just, if they make one bad play, just, got to stay positive with them, just cheer them on and just tell them they got the next play, and you'll be all right. You a Hawkeye or an Iowa State fan? I'm a Hawkeye, big Hawkeye. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, boy. All right. Tip is in 10 minutes. You got a prediction? Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes are going to take it, I think. Okay. Is it? I'm thinking this thing's going to be like 90 to 88, or you know what I mean? Could be a high-scoring game. We'll see if guys are making their shots. You have a favorite player? Any level? I don't know. Oh, well, NBA. I'm a big LeBron fan. Oh boy. Yeah. LeBron James. Big LeBron fan. Okay, I thought you'd be like a Steph Curry just because shooting the three. Yeah, I'm a Steph Curry fan too. Klay Thompson.
when you watch film, because I know you guys do film almost after every game. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. When you look at film, does that really help you a lot, or are you still learning that aspect of how to use film? I've always wondered about that, because when I was, playing a little bit, it wasn't one of those things where I really we didn't fully utilize film in basketball. We used it for a little bit of football, but watching that game film, you find yourself learning more and more and more. Yeah,
I mean, watching film, it definitely helps a lot. You can just see what the other team's doing. What sets they may run and things like that. Yeah. But, just at the end of the day, you just got to go out and play.
Yeah.
So,
best of luck tomorrow night. What do you know you need to do against Mason City to get the win?
We just got to lessen our turnovers, get rebounds, put forth all effort, and just do everything for our team and coaches.
Awesome. It is a Friday showcase. Girls game starts at 6:15. Boys game right around 7:45. Our coverage will start at 6 tomorrow night from Mason City. Hope to have you along. Kyle Smith, everybody, give it up for him as the Bobcats in action tomorrow night. Coming up, we talk girls basketball. Brian Murphy will be in here as well. Sydney Kapayou. This is Bobcat Live from Wayward Social inside Rosie's on KFJB-TV.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Lindsay, Director of the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The holidays are a very special time at the Embers. We decorate the common areas with beautiful, festive decorations. Our residents personalize their apartments with their own decorations too. Family members from around the area and the country come to visit their loved ones. It's a fun time of the year, full of warmth. This time next year, you could be decorating your own apartment. Wishing you a safe and Merry Christmas from the Embers Retirement Community.
Honest Heating and Cooling wants you to save your hard-earned money for the holidays, not a service call. So change the batteries in your thermostat and hit that furnace filter while you're at it. Then a quick check of your furnace vent pipe to be sure it's free of debris. Do you have a carbon monoxide detector? You should, on every floor. So until the new year, Honest Heating and Cooling is offering a 10% discount on installations, low-level carbon monoxide safety equipment, and even service calls just in case. Happy holidays from Honest Heating and Cooling.
Since 1967, Jensen Ford Lincoln has served generations of families around central Iowa. Quality vehicles, professional service, knowledge of our product, that's a part of Jensen. But what's more important to us is a trust that is passed down from every previous generation. Jensen Ford Lincoln wants to serve your family for generations. We want to be there for your first car. We want to be there for your family SUV. And we want to see you drive away in the Mustang you always dreamed of. At Jensen, we want to be here for you now and every mile along the way.
Oh, yeah, look at that. The cheer from the girls basketball team here in support. Sydney Kapayou, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Great to have you back on Bobcat Live. And Brian Murphy, head coach.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again.
I'm fine. I like how it is good to see you again. I like, though, last night you guys had to get together, or I should say you girls had to get together to watch the Iowa State. Great game. Didn't really enjoy the result, but I'm sure you did. I saw your post, and then I love how assistant coach Megan Heitman corrected you and Iowa State.
Yeah, we have a good-natured annual tradition where the official program Twitter handle always posts in support of the Hawkeyes, and then she slides in to try to get her own 2 cents in. So yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. It was a great game, wasn't it, Sydney?
Yeah, I had to leave a little early to go study, but
okay, all right. Well, that's very responsible of you.
Yeah, I have to keep the grades up.
You were late for our Bobcat Live because you said you had a couple tests that you were taking or something as well, or Cat Connection, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was. I had my phone on Do Not Disturb.
You know? Yeah. Look at this. Just a responsible kid, right? That's awesome.
Studious.
All right, so you're going to be watching the game tonight between the men?
That's the plan, if I can stay awake.
Are you a Hawkeye or Iowa State fan?
Iowa State.
Iowa State, okay. All right, that's good. All right, so you predicting them to win tonight?
Hopefully,
yeah. We saw Taman Lipsy a few times inside the Roundhouse, did we not?
Yeah, well, we were enjoying seeing all the familiar faces on the women's side. Last time we were just going through the CML teams players we had all seen in the last few years. So it was a good time.
Caitlin Clark played at Dowling, and I did not broadcast a game. Did you coach against her?
Her junior year was my first year, but we missed her both times. So yep. I did not have the privilege of coaching against her.
Yeah, I know there's a Valley girl on the Iowa Hawkeyes, I think.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember. I can't think of her name.
Iowa State's had quite a few between Audie Crooks and Jackson from Roosevelt, which we saw several times. So yeah, Iowa's well represented on the two teams.
Yeah, Jackson is. She's a freshman, right?
Yep,
she just went there.
True freshman. We saw a lot of her last year. So
it is phenomenal the talent in Central Iowa as far as girls basketball goes. It's a lot of fun to be able to cover that, as well as covering your game Tuesday night. We had a little bonus coverage and got the ending of a great matchup and a great win to go to 2-3 on the season. A 3-point win, 30-27. Final 30 seconds, kind of probably got the heart beating a little bit for you. They had it without the shot clock off as the Polar Bears took it into the front court. The foul wasn't quite coming. Amara Johnson was able to get a turnover, put in the 2-point bucket, took the lead, and then is she here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, she's over there.
There she is, the freshman. And then Sydney put in a 2-point bucket just before the end as well to give that 3-point victory. But walk me through what you were seeing in that final 30 seconds of that matchup Tuesday.
Well, we actually just came from film, and we were showing them that I was indeed yelling for the foul. So, one of those good thing they didn't listen to me moments. But, and it was a wild crowd. I mean, it was hard to hear anybody say anything. So, it worked itself out. But, the good thing is, despite the fact that we didn't foul, we were applying good pressure. They got themselves buried a little bit deep in the corner, and that's what led to the turnover come the other way, where we kept kind of funneling them down to the baseline, which is something we always preach, and it led to a good result there.
The guys mentioned turnovers is something they got to clean up. I know you've mentioned turnovers is something you got to clean up, but I really feel like, as I've seen the first 5 games now, you got a couple wins under your belt early on here. I feel like you can really see how some of the sophomores have improved, and and upperclassmen, taking that step forward. Just continuing to kind of build. In your mind as a coach, how do you kind of balance all that to be able to kind of stay within the here and now, but also kind of looking the long term about not only wins and losses, but also just the continued development throughout the season?
Yeah, turnovers are something that we've been talking about. We'll continue to talk about as a team. We finally cut those down to about 23 against North, which is our lowest total on the season, and that led to a lot of our success. And the thing we talk a lot about is, everything we do, we want to do aggressive. So when we switch aggressive. When we talk aggressive, or we should. And so one of the things we're trying to really preach now is catching the ball aggressive, where, whatever you're going to do, you need to do it aggressively. So if you're catching, looking to attack, you go, and you keep going until somebody stops you. If you're going to shoot, you shoot the ball confidently with aggression, expecting the ball to go in. So, that's going to be something that, as our young players continue to develop, recognizing that, everything we do, you've got to expect the best outcome, because that's going to lead to more confident attempt in whatever we do.
And that confidence, too, you kind of mentioned it when we chatted on Tuesday night, just about the aspect of, this team hasn't always been in an aspect where they're leading in a game by 10 points. And so to get in that situation, North was able, I think you said, not letting your foot off the gas kind of aspect. That obviously had to be a good feeling for you to know that you were up by 10, lost the lead, but then ended up being good enough to round it out and make plays and get that win.
Yeah, and that resilience is something that I would say that this team is really starting to show, and a lot of our players are starting to recognize that, when we do things together, we can do really good things, and consistency is our key. And, we said post-game, there have been teams in the past that the second we had the lead, we probably would have rolled over, and this team did not. We kept scrapping, and we maintained our poise throughout. There's never a point where I thought that we let go of the rope and let things get away from us, where it was frustrating to give up the lead, but watch those defensive possessions. We stayed tight. We did exactly what we needed to do, and we didn't give up almost any clear shots, where almost everything was contested, and we just had to make sure we took care of the ball at the other end and actually worked the ball around a little bit and forced their defense to work. So the resilience we showed there is something we're going to keep building on, and now we've got this in our back pocket, because there will be games where other teams go on runs, I mean, that's basketball. And so now we've got something to look back and say, look, we've been through this before, and now we know what we need to do to take care of business.
I think you had Sydney, I think you had like a hesitation move. Maybe it was a step back. I can't remember if it was a long-range 2 or 3 from the wing, but anyway, you just looked really comfortable. And I know last year you played a little more inside, and you're playing more outside on the wing and stuff like that this year. How do you feel that transition's gone for you?
Definitely out of my comfort zone. If I could, I would love to be back inside more often, but it's definitely just a challenge, and it's something I have to work through as a team captain, as a leader. I really hope I could get back into the paint, but I don't see that in my
I think she's pleading for something.
Yeah.
If you got a growth spurt coming anytime soon,
that'd
be helpful.
I know that probably won't happen because
Oh, here we go. Here's your last shot of the game. That's sealing the deal right there the other night against Des Moines North. So being able to adjust, what's the most difficult part in your mind on that change from going outside? Is just different guarding on the defensive end when you get back in transition, or find yourself open? What do you think it is?
Definitely just having the confidence to take open shots. I've never really, if I see an open shot, I'm going to look for the next pass or something, because shots, open threes have never been my thing. But I've tried putting in the work over the summer, and I really hope to see the results coming sometime soon. But
you've got a nice shot.
Yeah.
So.
Sometimes my form gets a little crazy, but
and that's just repetition, right?
Yeah. I try to put in a lot of shots, and I'm still trying to critique my form and stuff, but I hope I can get there soon.
You were smirking while she was talking about that.
Well, I'm laughing at I'm hearing things that I know. I mean, we've talked a lot about. I mean, we drop a lot of plays to get the ball into Sydney's hands because she makes really good decisions, and so we've had some conversations about being more assertive scoring, because I mean she is somebody we want taking shots because they're quality shots. So I was laughing because I was hearing things that I already knew a little bit. So
one thing I've noticed that sticks out too this year is that you've got a bigger rotation than we've seen in the past. Be it, all the way from seniors to the one junior to all the sophomores and the freshmen that you have out there on the floor. Do you feel like this is a little bit more of a deeper team than you've had in your tenure here?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great problem to have as a coach, where you're looking down the bench thinking, okay, how am I going to get this person in? And the thing that's fun as a coach is we have a lot of players with really unique skill sets where we're trying to get them in really specific situations where, we've got several players like Tanya's out there. I mean, she is feisty on defense. And so getting her into people is something that's fun because a lot of times I don't see it coming. And so trying to get people into those spots and figuring out where can they jump in. And, we're still, the thing I love about coaching is every team's a little bit of a puzzle, and trying to figure out where those pieces fit and when they fit at the right time is something that I really enjoy. And when you've got so many players that deserve playing time, it's a great problem to have as a coach. And
you haven't even been at full health this season, right?
It feels like we might never be the way this season's been going. I feel like every other practice somebody's turning an ankle or a hip injury or something's going on. So we're looking forward to the day when our injury report is clean. But in the meantime, we just kind of keep chugging along regardless of who's available.
Kinsley is shaking her head. It looks like she was out for a few games, but she played the other night, kind of working her back in.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been good to have her back. And as she's shaking her head back there, but no more games off. Hopefully, as a result of
we've got a sign. We've got a sign here, so I can't see who's all here from the girls basketball team.
I've also got we got Kinsley,
Millie,
we got
Millie
Tanya, Millie's over there, Frankie's back there, Amara, Ellie. Yeah, we got quite a good crew back there.
Yeah, that is for sure. Thanks for coming out, ladies. All right, Mason City. We're getting here's Amara Johnson's play. There it is on KFJB-TV from Tuesday night. Anyway, Iowa State's up 5-3 right now. So in case anybody was wondering.
Hot off the press.
Yeah, hot off the press. Hey, last question for you. On the road at Mason City, they have been a real tough team to play for anybody over the past couple of years. They've got a lot of seniors back. What do you know you need to do tomorrow night against them to be successful?
Well, we already touched on one of it. We know we have to limit turnovers. I mean, if we gift them points in transition, they're an almost impossible team to beat. And we know, Coach Clausen's been running the extended 1-3-1, for 20-some years. I was joking at practice that, Mason City girls, they learn the ABCs in the 1-3 zone. It's 1-3-1 zone. It's something they just grow up doing. So it's a really formidable thing to go up against. So we know we got to take care of the ball.
And they'll press you in the backcourt too, right?
Yep, for sure. And they're always a physical team. And for some reason, when we're at Mason City, it's always one of the most physical games we play. It's just kind of the way it is. And so we know what to expect coming in. We've got to take care of the ball. And then defensively, they've got a lot of shooters. They do a lot with space. So we got to make sure we are rotating correctly, not leaving shooters open on ball side, and making sure we limit second chance points.
Awesome. Hey, best of luck the rest of the season. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sydney Kapayou, everybody. Yeah, that's right. Head coach Brian Murphy with us. Their game tomorrow night right here on KFJB-TV. Tip-off right around 6:15 from Mason City. This is Bobcat Live. You're watching KFJB-TV.
This is Brady from Legends American Grill. The holiday season is upon us, and it's time to book your company or family get-togethers today. Legends has 2 private party rooms available to help ease with the stress and make your party a success. We even offer party package deals and banquet options to help with your planning process. Call Legends at 641-752-1237 and book your party today. Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com. Small businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to marshalltown.org.
Ready to take the next step in your education? Look no further. Marshalltown Community College is your ticket to endless opportunities. Our dedicated faculty and diverse programs are your pathway to success. Whether you're pursuing a career in healthcare, industry, or earning your AA degree, MCC offers the flexibility you need. We provide convenient online classes and locations in Marshalltown and Grinnell. Picture yourself thriving at MCC. Your journey begins now. Discover more at marshalltowncommunitycollege.com.
All right, they just hit the under 16 media timeout. Iowa State's up 12-5 as of right now. Are you keeping your eye on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I'll try. I am a Hawkeye fan.
Okay, all right.
The Hawks.
We are stating your fandom as we start.
the Hawks winning in Hilton, it hasn't happened very often since the early 2000s, so tough test for the Hawks. But
last time they were there, they blew out Iowa State, though. So,
they did, finally. Finally. It's, like I said, tough atmosphere. For the Hawks tonight.
Yeah, that is for sure. Always a fun atmosphere. One thing I don't think we've ever really talked about is over the past few years, there's been a really nice movement for home basketball games, for a girls and boys game, where the atmosphere has just been improved. The lights go down, people got their phone, there's the app, there's different promotions during the game. I think that's been a real huge positive and probably creates even a better atmosphere and environment for those players.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. And we have a great set of parents, Kristen Pauley, who really spearheaded that operation, and it's something that it's hard for me to do because as I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off sometimes on game nights. But to have that a good group of parents to have that support there, and it's brought more people and energy, and certainly a great atmosphere. We've had visiting fans compliment it as well. So. It's been awesome.
Wrestling has gotten underway, and I know the girls in action. Year number 2, I know you mentioned last year, it was a great success in the first year, and it looks like even better numbers as far as turnout goes for the women's wrestling.
From a career standpoint, the girls wrestling has been one of the most rewarding things I've seen. To see that program grow, because we had no idea how many girls we were going to get out. So yeah, to see their numbers grow, and tons of those girls have never wrestled before. So then to go in and try a sport like wrestling, and to stick it out the entire season. And yeah, it has been awesome. And we have really good numbers, and Coach Cross has done a tremendous job. And Brian Trowbridge is our assistant girls wrestling coach. And yeah, it's been good. The other night in the Roundhouse, speaking of good atmosphere, it was awesome having the girls and the boys dueling against Mason City. And we had some great support, lots of good pins, and yeah, the girls are just continuing to shine and do great things.
How are the boys doing so far?
Boys are, we unfortunately dropped a tough one to Ames, but, I totally see our boys finishing, again, probably in the top 2 or 3 in the conference in terms of points and duels. Yeah, we have some good wrestlers.
Yeah.
So and I think next Thursday, you guys are broadcasting, right?
We are broadcasting our first, our second one. We did the Allie Morrison duels last year, but yeah, next Thursday we have Bobcat Live on Wednesday because we're doing wrestling on Thursday. So.
Yep, yeah, and speaking of good atmospheres, again, I encourage everyone to come out and catch our wrestlers. So, we fully expect them to put on another good show.
Yeah, I know there was some battling at weight classes and different things. You've got everybody from Nick Wise and some others that are back, including Johan Gomez and Xavier Anderson, who's been to Wells Fargo Arena. So seems like a good group of upperclassmen who are helping lead that wrestling program, which it kind of takes that, right? I mean, as you know, like coaches at this level don't always have not everybody can afford to have, 15 coaches. So you rely on probably some of those players to take initiative and help lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I've been down in the wrestling room and we've seen it. We've seen some really, Xavier especially, I think he stood out as, a leader down in the wrestling room, which is really good to see. And, of course, he had a really good match the other night against a good Mason City kid. Came down to the wire. Xavier ended up pulling away 5-2, I believe. So, it's great to have some good upperclassmen and, of course, show the underclassmen the way, how things are done.
Basketball obviously underway, and hard to believe we only got a couple more weeks and it'll be at the winter break. But as far as we talked to boys basketball and girls basketball, Brian Murphy just a little bit ago. Just seems like those coaches. I know basketball boys side struggling a little bit here, but I just am so impressed by the coaching staff to be able to just kind of continue to encourage their guys keep going, and the girls. I know Brian's been really working hard with this group of girls.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's hard to find a good head coach these days, and it's even harder sometimes to find good assistant coaches to help support that head coach, which is really needed. You want to build that good staff, and I think you nailed it. We have a good boys staff and a good girls staff as well, and they work tremendously hard, long hours for the kids. Probably a lot of sleepless nights, and but yeah, it's great to see our girls. Obviously already have 2 good wins on the year, and I think deep down they know they probably could have and should have beat Newton. But nonetheless, I really hope to see their confidence continue to grow because some of those girls basketball players like hanging out in our office because they're close with Coach Galima, and I've always told them, like, you guys can do it. You have the confidence, or you need the confidence, and there's a lot of winnable games on our schedule for you guys this year.
Yeah, that is for sure. What else is going on? I know boys swimming as well.
Yeah, boys swimming. We're doing against Des Moines East right now, actually. So. They were winning when I left, and I think they'll be on top. And we have the Bobcat invite this Saturday at the Marshalltown High School pool. So we have 5 schools that'll be here, and it'll be a good atmosphere.
That's awesome. I know band's got an event. We're going to talk about band coming up in just a little bit. What else is going on in your slate right now this time of year?
Man, it's busy, nonstop. We had swimming tonight, wrestling on the road, tons of road trips, swimming this Saturday. Home basketball games next week, home wrestling, of course bowling in there too. So grind never stops, but that's how we like it. And before you know it, we'll be ready for spring sports and then summer. So.
Yeah, that is for sure. Final question for you. I heard that there was maybe some rule changes for football coming up. Again, maybe the classification. I didn't know if 5A would be included in that. Have you seen anything on that from the Iowa High School Athletic Association?
Not too much movement there yet from my vantage point. But, in terms next year, we should have the same schedule, just flip home and away.
Yeah.
So, that's we look forward next year to starting, knowing that we'll have a nice new facility to start the year. And no anxiety there. And, of course, we'll start our tornado-safe team room, the locker rooms, the concession stand this spring, construction. So
that'll be awesome. Yeah, looking forward to that for sure. Ryan, thanks for the time. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for all your coverage.
Yeah, thank you. Ryan Isgrig, AD for Marshalltown Schools. This is Bobcat Live. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You'll find the perfect mattress for you at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. You choose the firmness, comfort, and support level, all at a great price. McGregor's always has a great selection of sofas, recliners, dining room, and bedroom furniture to help you live and relax in comfort and style. Their staff will help you find just what you're looking for. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, is open 7 days a week. They're proud to support Bobcat Athletics.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
As you walk inside, you know right away the place for fun is Wayward Social. There's always plenty of bowling action, so plan for your next outing to include bowling at Wayward Social. Also, meet your friends for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. You will also absolutely love their daily lunch specials, Monday through Friday, including endless pizza by the slice. You choose the toppings. Wayward Social is now open at 11:30 a.m., 7 days a week. Wayward Social on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Bobcat Live from Wayward Social. We are inside Rosie's. Hey, I know they are rounding up to help support the Bobcat bowling team, so be sure to do that when you're checking out. Also, students show their ID and get a meal discount, and so a lot of good things going on at Bobcat Live. Brett Umthun, band director for Marshalltown High School. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. And I know it's not just high school, right? I know you are involved all the way down to the intermediate schools. How important is it to get connected? We kind of talked to you a little bit about that last year, just being able to start with them young and kind of see them come up through the ranks.
Yeah, it's important at the beginning process when they're testing, when they get to that second year and they're getting that excitement and they're starting to really dig in. And then I've just came from Miller, so I go over on a regular basis to Miller Middle School and work with the 7th grade band to help their director and work with the students, help them through their book, whatever they need over there.
Mm-hmm. I bet that keeps you busy during the day, right?
It does.
Flying around all over the place?
Yeah, today was a busy day for me, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Plus, you've got jazz on Saturday. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, both of our jazz bands are competing at the the Skiba Jazz Festival. That's our district festival at Waukee. And we have a bright and early performance time at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Which means we got to leave here at 5:40. So it'll be an early one. Like I said, Jazz 2 is also performing that morning. And then the kids get an opportunity to listen to other bands that are performing and experience some other solo opportunities and different styles. And just encourage them to listen and get exposed to other ensembles.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you're getting off a trip, right?
We're gonna.
When's the Disney trip?
It's 2024. Yep. So it'll be.
That is
coming
2024.
School year.
Okay. All right. Okay. I was thinking it was coming beforehand, but
we've been talking about it for a while. So.
Yeah. And Dylan keeps putting things in my ear about that trip and all that kind of stuff. How many do you have out for concert band?
Concert band is. I don't look at the numbers too much because I just have the kids in front of me. It's around 80, 85
for
the concert bands. That's two bands. So we have a wind symphony and a symphonic band.
Okay.
So they're split almost evenly. And we have our concert coming up on Monday. That'll be at the high school Performing Arts Center. And it'll also include the jazz band as a little pre-concert performance, doing some Christmas tunes.
Awesome.
10 minutes of that. And then the choirs. They have the treble choir, concert choir, and then holiday singers.
And what time and how is there a cost to get in?
7 o'clock. Yep,
Okay.
7 o'clock, and $6 is the cost. Activity tickets or cards are accepted, and we have a wide variety of music. But of course, the holiday tunes went out. At least in my ensemble this year, we have a favorite sleigh ride. If anyone knows that, Leroy Anderson. That's used in many different commercials and whatnot. But we had a lot of fun working on that one, and all of our ensemble preparation is really going strong.
Is percussion your specialty?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what did you specialize in, or did you play something specifically kind of growing up?
It was timpani, I suppose, is my favorite. When I was in college, my go-to was clarinet. I like the clarinet, and then sometimes I dabble with the trumpet when pep band comes along.
So how many instruments can you play?
All of them that are in the band, so 10 or 12, and then there's a few that I don't know about.
That's awesome. And then I'm sure you're giving kids one-on-one lessons every now and then too, right? I mean, at the high school level.
Yeah, they get lessons once every 6 days. We schedule them with their director, and the students work on a lesson book to help their craft, work on the skills, the repetition, to help them get their band music where it needs to go. And the students also who are working on honor bands. We just had a Skiba honor band, which is our district honor band competition. So they had to audition for it, and we had 3 students accepted. Ethan Santana, I'm going to forget that, Zoe Weidenauer, and Alyssa Grigg-Smith made it. So that festival happens on Saturday, January 6th, I think is the date. So they get to perform with a bunch of other students from across the district as a 9-10 band, 11-12 band.
It is really fun to see, like during the marching band season, during football season, being able to see your growth from the first football game to the last. We always try to get a little bit of your coverage. We don't want to get taken down on YouTube, because if we play too much of your music, they might, drop us. But anyway, we love to be able to see. I mean, it's just everything from the flags to the students who are taking the direction and all that kind of stuff. Being able to your leader, I forget what the technical name is. The leaders,
section leaders.
Yeah, like the
drum majors.
Yeah, drum majors. Thank you, thank you. That's what I was thinking of. Being able to see them kind of interact. I mean, just the growth. I mean, there's a lot that happens, right, between back in August when you started, getting ready to the end of the football season.
Yeah, it starts even in June when we hand the music out before school gets out. The kids have the music in their hand, and then in June we work on that with the students, and then they have sectionals in June and some in July, but then August is definitely hit the road strong, and we have to think about all the visual aspects, all the props that our parents helped with, and getting those on the field and how we coordinate with that music and the drill.
And then pep band, I know that's been going at the basketball games, and I noticed you've had some different ones in the mix this year. I think I heard Post Malone the other night. Did you have a Post Malone song?
Maybe.
I thought Congratulations or something.
Not that one for the band, but
not that one.
We're ordering some new ones.
Okay.
We're ordering Timber, and I can't remember the other ones. But we have some of the new ones, like some rock ones that people like. 25 6-4.
Oh yeah, it's a little Chicago there.
We have a lot of Lady Gaga. People like those. Hand clap. I don't know who that's by, but there's some fun ones, and I did want to promote, if anyone's watching this and is alumni of the band, we have our alumni night next Friday.
Okay.
The 15th. So we have pep band Tuesday and Friday of next week, and
that's cool.
Send a message out to all the alumni students to come back and join us for a night of pep band making.
Yeah.
And we've gotten that pretty strong in the recent years.
That's cool. So how many did you have last year?
That came back? It was probably like 10 or 12.
Oh, wow, that's
good. A good dozen,
yeah, that's awesome. I always remembered, pep band was one of my favorite things, too, because I felt that we were helping fire up the basketball team, especially against rivals and stuff. I mean, it's a fun part. Plus, I love the hockey style uniforms you guys wear, by the way.
Yeah, it's unique. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. The kids at first are a little unsure because they're like, why are we wearing hockey stuff for a basketball game? But, we're not going to look the same as the basketball players. That would be also awkward.
Yeah.
But they practice outside of rehearsals, and they really take their part seriously. We had a new drummer. We had a senior drummer last year that graduated, of course. So a big responsibility for the drummers and rhythm section to hold it together, and they've done an awesome job. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. We
were at North on Tuesday night for basketball, and they have an upper section, and the pep band wasn't down low like you guys are. They were up like in the rafters. You could not hear yourself think when they were playing because it was just echoing off.
Yeah.
It was so loud, but it was awesome, and I just love that. And I always feel like kids who are in band, I mean, I'm not saying this because I was in band, but maybe I am a little bit. But I always feel that I probably am. But anyway, I just feel that, when you're in band and you can read music, I just feel like you have a pretty good head on your shoulders. You're able to process and think things. I mean, reading music is not an easy thing. Not everybody can do it.
It's a lot of coordination that they got to work on.
Yeah.
They got the sight and the understanding, and then the fingers to push down and the slide. And then I got the coordination for the drummers, and then just putting it all together.
Yeah.
And the teamwork and all the different aspects that go into making the ensemble what it is. It's pretty special.
Yeah. Well, my stepson Deegan can play the drums, and I'm pretty jealous because I can kind of go out there and try to play My Sharona, but it doesn't sound anywhere near the actual song. So.
Yeah, I was helping him a few weeks ago on the drum set. For his practice.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. Hey, thanks so much for what you do. Thanks for coming on. Good luck this weekend, and have fun on Monday with the concert.
Yeah, thanks so much.
All right, that is Brett Umthun. He is the band director for Marshalltown High School. Hey, thanks so much for joining us out here live at Bobcat Live. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and follow along with our upcoming activities. Again, it's girls and boys basketball. Tomorrow night, coverage starts at 6 right here on your home for the Cats. For our producer, Todd Steinkamp, I'm Brandon Lewis. Have a great rest of your night. You've been watching Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV.